Hi, my name is Anna Navarre, and I'm here to tell you about some of the products I sell on my Teachers Pay Teachers store, specifically geared towards writing today is what I want to talk about. And one of the things that I have for beginning writers is a little framed organizer, I guess is what I'd call it. Sentence practice sheet is what I actually call it. And what happens with this is that students are able to kind of use the picture cues and the framed sentences and some color words and some size words and begin to write complete sentences with this. I usually glue the picture inside of a little folder that I've put together, just put some blank pages and then use that up at the top. And I really like it because they're able to say, I see the, and then they learn the frame, and then they just kind of decide what they want to say. I see the brown dog. I see the green ball, or whatever they want to say. And then another one is I like the, and you have a. And they can also start increasing those sentences by saying something like I see the brown dog and the black cat. So then their sentences grow in that way. It really helps them in gaining confidence and becoming more independent writers, especially for those beginning writers who just really don't know. Still able to go back through and focus on the mechanics, the spacing, and the punctuation, but it gets them started. I really like having this inside the folder. It's just an easy for them to pull out and look at it to refer back to, or reference sheet. The problem is when I put it in a folder like this and they turn the page, then they kind of lose that and they have to kind of go back and forth. So I usually have extra ones around. Turn it the right way. So then no matter what page they're on, they can just kind of refer back to it. A lot of times I send this home for my struggling writers as part of their homework packet, and then they can kind of continue to practice building sentences that way. One thing that's really hard for my students, I teach first grade, and so one of the things that students still struggle with is their punctuation. So I have another set that's called Sentence Punctuation Practice, and then this one provides a little sentence, Frog and Hippo are friends. The story is actually called Frog and Hippo, and so the sentences go along with the little story title there. Frog and Hippo are friends, and so it's missing the punctuation. They have to decide whether it's a period or a question mark. Then the next one, Frog and Hippo like to play, and they decide, and they go through the whole thing. After they decide on a punctuation mark, they put it on the end of the sentence, and then they rewrite it correctly. So it's got several practice sheets, 5 different practice sheets that come with that set. Again, that's found on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Once students are becoming really confident in their writing, I of course have them give them writing prompts and let them practice writing using organizers and those kinds of things. But one of the things I love to do with them is called story starters, and then stationery is also included with this. But with story starters, pick kind of a character. And so let's say, for example, this one is about a pirate. And it starts off, I explained that first of all they're going to write their title. We decide kind of on a title as a group, and they write their title, and then I explained that the first sentence here is a topic sentence. One sunny day I went sailing on the ocean and I saw a pirate. And that's what their story is going to be about. So we do those 2 pieces together. Then we go through to question number 1. Where was the pirate? And so we brainstorm together as a class all the different places that a pirate could be. And they can be silly places. They don't have to be just real places. They could be anywhere that the students want. And I just kind of create a list of all those places. And then I instruct them to go ahead and choose one of the places from the list and use it in a complete sentence. So again, they're writing the complete sentence. All I'm doing is helping them come up with some ideas. So they decide where the pirate is. And then we go on and do the same thing for each question. What was he doing? We brainstorm things that the pirate could be doing. What did he look like? Again, we brainstorm what he could look like, what he was wearing, what was his name. Tell how you met the pirate. So this gives them a little bit of an opportunity to provide some details on their own. It's pretty guided in that we brainstorm together, we think about it, we kind of talk about how it would look in a complete sentence, and then when they go back and they write their complete sentences, I'm able to again talk about the mechanics, making sure you start with a capital letter, making sure you have a punctuation mark, and we usually only get through, depending on the time, we only get through one part of one page, and we'll stop there, and I have them go back and reread, double check, see if they've done the correct capitalization, punctuation, what they think about their spacing, and then I have them the next day, we'll go back and we'll finish it, and it continues on. So by the time they're done, they've got 2 full pages of thoughts here. They go back, and when they go back, I want them also to make sure that they've got some adjectives in there. What color was his shirt? You know, more descriptive words on where he was or what he was doing, just using some adjectives to do that. And then go back and reread it. I have them read it with a partner. Does it make sense? Do you understand what you wrote? After they've gone through it and they've done their editing, then I'll go back and double check for grammar and spelling and that kind of stuff, and so that they have a real usable copy by the time they're done with it. After they've done their whole story, I've gone through and checked it, it's ready for the final draft. And the final draft then includes let's see if I can find it, a stationery that's geared for their writing. So let's see if I can find pirate. There's all kinds of different prompts here. There's one on monsters, there's one on a superhero, there's one about the octopus in the bathtub, the day with the gorilla, and here's the stationery for the pirate. So then they would again go through and write their whole story. And it's pretty easy for them to write their whole story because they've already got it laid out. All they have to do is pretty much go back and copy this line for line. I do remind them that they need to write their title, they need to write the topic sentence, and then other than that, they're just copying what they've written, not the black that's here. We talk about, like I said, topic sentence, concluding sentence, and just doing their best work. So these are some ideas that I use in my classroom and that I really like for helping kind of promote students' writing abilities. So check it out on my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Like I said, this is the Story Starter Stationery set, and there's actually, I think there's 6, 7, I think there's actually 7 in this set. But like I said, check it out on my Teachers Pay Teachers store, and thanks for visiting me.